It's reflected on the x-axis and then translated 5 units to the right and 2 units down. Okay, what is the equation of the new graph? Okay, I'm going to explain this with just, let's do it with one dot. So I'm going to just change my graph up here. So we can fit. Okay, let's say, for example, I gave you the point 1, 1. But it's reflected, our cubic is reflected in the x-axis. Okay, so it's doing this. This is our x-axis. It's a reflection. Okay, now let's apply it to this dot here. If we start off with 1, 1, if I reflect the dot 1, 1, okay, where's it going to go down to, Perry? 1, 1. I'm going to reflect it along this mirror here. This is the mirror, because we're reflecting on the x-axis. Okay. It's not 1, 1. 1, negative 1. Okay, that's the dot being reflected down into the ground. 1, negative 1. Mathematically, all we're doing, our y values are all becoming negative. So we just put a negative on there. Okay. So if it was 1, put a negative, becomes negative 1 when you substitute the point in. Okay, so that's the first one. It then says, translated 5 units to the right. Okay, 5 units to the right. We're going right. I'm going to extend this. Hudson, 1, negative 1 now. It's translating 5 units to the right. Where are we going with this?
5, negative 1.
5, negative 1. Not quite.
Um,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, negative.
6, negative 1. Okay, 6, negative 1. But remember, when you shifted like quadratics and stuff in the turning point, you know how when you read the turning point, x minus 4 squared or x plus 4 squared, it's shifting the axes left and right. Instead of x staying put, we want to shift that x. We want to go right. But the question is, what sign do we use? It's a minus. Remember when you sketch your quadratics, a minus 5 meant the actual graph goes right. Okay. The other way to look at it, Miss Biden talks about this, is x minus 5. You can sort of imagine that the axis is going back 5. So if this, I wish I had a, I can't pull this sheet across. Okay, just imagine I pulled, this ruler was there, and if I had the strength, the whiteboard, I'd drag the whiteboard across. Okay, imagine doing that. Okay, we've done that. These are all transformations. Lastly, 2 units down, 6, negative 1. Where do we go from here, Nathan? 6, negative 1. 2 units down.
6.
Negative 3. What do I do to this? What do I need to attach here, Maya? If I'm going down by 3, down by 2 actually, just minus 2. You just shift it down. You don't need to think backwards with the x values. Okay, don't make that mistake. And that's the equation for our new graph. But I explained it with one dot, so you know what's going on. This will be later on, not right now, you don't need to do it yet, but instead of shifting the dots, you're shifting a whole graph later. Okay. Last question, then we're done. Okay. List the sequence of transformations which transform the graph of y equals x cubed. We're still doing that to the graph of y equals -4. X minus 3 cubed plus 1. So we're doing it in reverse. Okay. Y equals x cubed has now changed to y equals -4 times x minus 3 cubed plus 1. Okay, I might write it down here. All right. Y equals -4, x minus 3 cubed plus 1. I want to get from here to here.
She said negative.
No, yeah, no worries. Thank you. Just leave it there. I'll pick it up. Thank you. Okay. What transformations are happening between our original and our transformed? What's one thing that needs to be done? Please name. It's reflected. Good. Now, looking at the position of that negative, it's on the outside. Do I say reflected on the y or reflected on the x?
Okay.
Reflected on the x-axis. Okay. Just make note of that position there. If there ends up being a negative in there, then you're reflecting on the y, I think. Okay. What's another thing to finish off today's lesson? What can I write down, Zaid? What's happening from here to here? What do I need to adjust? That's okay. Who can tell me, Zach?
Translated up by 1.
Translated. Up by 1. So I want you to use correct language. Zach, you're still right. We say translated by 1 unit instead of saying up, say in the positive y direction.
So you'd say that it's translated by 3 units in the positive x direction.
Correct. And translated in 3 units, as Gabe said, in the x direction. Good. What am I missing, guys?
Dilation.
A dilation. Good. Dilation. How do I say? What do I add on to the word dilation? Do I say dilated by 4 units? Does anyone know? Have you done it before? Okay. Zach, do you know?
Dilated by a factor of 4.
Correct. I factor 4. That's how you say it properly. Thank you, Zach. Remember that 4 there is stretching. All the y values are becoming bigger, like a rubber band. We're stretching it. Okay. Now, usually the order, it's best to write down your reflections first, then write down your dilations second, and any translations, usually the x before the y, in that order. They like order. Okay? Okay. We're done. Any questions?